did Santa get you that this year? Or did Auntie Jelly get you it because of the thing?
It belongs to Three Sisters Week.
Oh, Mummy?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be like, are Rosie and Jelly gonna do it every next week, or is it just gonna be us every week?
I think it might just be us every week.
Oh. I don't want to do it every week.
Turn the TV
Okay.
off so there's less things pulling on the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
This is paper. Oh, that's paper.
Here we are. There we go. We've already got some people joining us. Look, Tate, there's Granny.
Right.
Granny says hi.
Okay.
Right, so we're on, what time are we on? We're on 1:58, so we'll just give it a few minutes to let everybody join. We're getting lots of hellos. Who have we got on here? Hello from Dreghorn. This was set as homework from Greenwood Academy. That's good homework. What else we got? Oh! Hi, Susan McKinnon. Hello. What else we got in here? Fiona Craig. Hello. Tracy McNeil. Hello. Hi from Beth. Marjorie Buchanan from Isla. Oh, from Isla and Alistair in Lemsey. Oh, hello, round the corner. Who else have we got in here? Got lots of people joining. How's our time doing? Okay, we've still got 1 minute to 2, so we'll just give it another few minutes. Hello, Alison Johnson. Hello, who else have we got? Valerie Bruce. Homework from William Wood. Hi, amazing, more homework. Hi from Ella and Care. We are excited. Good, so are we. Who else have we got? Oh, look, we've got Big Sister Gillian jumping in, saying hello on the chat, being our IT support. Oh, we've got hi Tate from Ribbon in your class. You say hi?
Hello! Hello, those people watching
Charlotte from East Kilbride. Samantha and Robin from Newton Mearns, can't wait. Got lots of people. Sunny is excited to bake. Good, so are we.
Yeah, we're excited.
You're excited.
I'm excited.
Hello, Rachel and Georgia in Manchester. Wow, Manchester. Eva from Irvine. Hi, Lisa and Darby. We've got hello from Erin and Kilmacombe. Oh, Granny says Grandad has put his apron on. Do you think that's true?
No.
No.
No. No.
Watch it. Okay, so how are we doing? Right, so we're 1 minute past 2, so we'll just start, but we'll start slowly. We won't dive straight into anything, so that if we've got any latecomers, they can just join in as well. So, thank you so much everybody for joining us today for our first Bake Along Live. Yay! Which we just don't know how it's going to go. Is it going to descend into chaos? Probably. The IT so far is working, and that was the most scary thing. So the baking hopefully should be easy for now. So for anyone that doesn't know, I'm Nicola. I am middle sister of Three Sisters Bake. And this is Tate, who is my little boy.
And I'm 7!
And Tate is 7. Tate's standing on a stool, in case anyone thinks that Tate's just really super tall. He's actually not that tall. He's just this tall. So, baby wants standing on the stool. So Tate's 7, and like so many other people, we have been homeschooling for the last, well, this time just for a couple of weeks.
2 weeks.
For 2 weeks. How's it going, Tate?
Bad.
Why bad?
Everything's bad.
No, it's not.
Well, some things are good.
What's good?
I'll think about that.
Right, okay, you get back to me. Okay, so Tate, what are we baking today?
Chocolate brownies.
Chocolate brownies. So
With a little bit of M&Ms on top.
a bit of exciting M&Ms or Smarties or something for the kids. So anyone who knows Three Sisters Bake will probably know or maybe have had one of our brownies. It's one of our specialities that we're quite well known for. So, and when we ran a poll on Facebook a week or 2 ago and asked you guys what you would like to bake, and brownies came out definitely as the winner. Our 3 choices were brownies, lemon drizzle cake, or banana bread. Lemon drizzle actually came in a very close second, so we may do that in a future bake along.
I want to do lemon cake.
Okay, well we'll do that next time.
Yay!
So, but hilariously, banana bread. I don't actually think banana bread got 1 vote. So obviously the people really did go over the top with the banana bread last time, so nobody wants to do that. So we're doing brownies.
But it was actually nobody.
No, I don't think so. Nobody. And I think about maybe 300 people voted, and not 1 person said banana bread. So we're going to do brownies. So our very first thing that we'll start off doing, actually before we go any further, we'll just say, I know that most people are probably doing this with an adult, a kid and adult. Our advice would always be to have an adult supervise any kids in the kitchen. Brownie is relatively straightforward to make, but we are going to melt chocolate and butter, which obviously is going to heat up and things, so good to have an adult supervise. So first job is preheat the oven to 160 degrees Celsius. So I'm just going to go and do that with our oven now. There we go. So if you get your ovens on, good first step.
Good.
Manage the first step. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is line our tins. So how we're going to work it today, I'm going to make a batch of brownies and Tate is going to make a batch of brownies. So Tate's going to essentially do the bake along live. So
yeah.
We've got a 9-inch square tin. It doesn't have to be this exact size. If it's sort of there or thereabouts, it will be fine. You don't want to go for one that is much bigger, otherwise your brownies will end up a bit thinner. Although if you did have a much bigger one, you could double the recipe. So this is a 9-inch square. So, and we're going to line it with grease proof. So the way that I usually line tins is to grease them with some butter first, which helps the greaseproof paper just stay into the tin. So I find the easiest way to do it is to melt a little bit of butter and to use a little silicone brush just to rub around the tin. So if you get a little bit of butter, this is just a bit of extra butter on top of the quantity from the actual recipe. So I'm literally just going to take a wee... Oh no, so you can just share mine.
Okay.
You can share mine. Okay, so just a wee tiny bit, and I'm going to stick it in the microwave for, I'll give it 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. But alternatively, if you don't have a silicone brush, you could just get a piece of kitchen roll and just rub the butter. It doesn't need to be melted, rub the butter and then rub it around your tin. Or you can get baking spray that you can spray into tins as well. I'd always say greaseproof as well as greasing it, as it does make it a lot easier to come out at the end. Just give this one a wee blast. There we go. So Tate, I'll show you what I'm going to do first, and then you can
That's
copy
more like
it.
oil than butter. Can't believe it was butter.
So that's the idea, that you turn it into essentially oil, so it's easier to put around the side. So I'm just going to quickly rub it around the sides. Again, you don't need to be too precise because you are going to put greaseproof in it. There we go. And a little bit in the bottom just to get it to stick. Okay, so brush for you.
Taster.
Taster, and there we go. Right, what have we got? Who've we got? High clear viewing chronicle size. Hi from Mia and Gifnick.
Just that one.
How are you getting on?
Good.
Okay, have you gone in the sides?
This. Yep.
Okay, right, so
Finish.
finish. We'll put that to the side.
Now.
And now we need to take our greaseproof. So you grab your greaseproof, which is under there. Okay, and here's scissors, carefully. So because we've got a rectangle sheet of paper and a square tin, it's not going to be quite as easy. But what we're going to do is cut diagonal lines down, not into the middle, but towards the middle. And that's going to make it easier just to fold it into the tin. So we'll start with this corner. Maybe do like a couple of cuts in like that.
1, 2, 3.
That's it. And then another one here. Okay, another one in the other corner, just there. And then don't do the other corner because, well, it depends if you've got a square piece or a rectangle piece. I'm going to just do slightly further down because it's not a square piece. And I'm going to cut a couple of cuts in towards the middle. So if you start yours right here, Tate.
Okay.
Okay, and just same as what you did before, a couple of cuts into that. That's it. And then same on the other side. Right, good. Okay, so I'll take them. Thank you. Okay, and then now what to do is just take your greaseproof and put it into your tin and start to press it in. And what should happen is, because you've cut your little lines, you should be able to fold it into the corners like this. So it should fairly easily now fold into the side. Okay, good. So then you just try
This?
yep, so just kind of fold it around the corners and press into the corners
Okay.
like this. If at this point you've got a bit of side that's exposed, so say here where you can see still quite a bit of the side, and you feel like you didn't grease that bit enough, then maybe go back and put a little bit more butter on there. So that's our tins greased, so I'm going to take them and just put them out of the way for now. So put them back here. And then the next thing we are going to do is to melt our butter and our chocolate. So there's a couple of ways to melt butter and chocolate. You can either do it in the microwave or you can do it in a glass or a metal bowl on top of a saucepan of simmering water. So Tate's going to do this in the microwave and I'm going to do mine on top of the pan of boiling water. So I'm just going to quickly bring this to the boil. So it's just, I've got literally probably like this much water in the bottom here, so you don't need much. So just turn that on. I'll bring it up to boil first and then I'll turn it down to a simmer. And then Tate's going to do his in the microwave, so we're going to use this plastic box. Okay, so I prefer melting chocolate and butter in the microwave because I feel like it's a little bit less faffy, it uses less equipment, it's you don't need the setup of boiling water, etc, etc. The downside of it is that you can burn the chocolate a little bit more easily than using a pan of water. So you just have to be careful to do your microwaving in short blasts. So don't stick it in there for 3 minutes and wander off. And a good way to sort of avoid burning it is if we put the chocolate in first, then the butter on top of that, and then the butter starts to melt through into the chocolate, and that then starts to melt the chocolate and it kind of protects it from getting burnt. So if you put your box on the scales, okay, and then you press on.
There we go. 10.
Okay, so what we just did there was we put the tub on the scale and then we pressed it on. So it's at 0 with this box on. If you had switched your scales on without your box on it, and then you put your box on, you just have to always remember to hit tear, which basically means it just takes it back to 0.
Okay,
So, you can press tear. Okay. So we are going to do, so our brownie uses a mix of dark chocolate and milk chocolate, and it's up to you how you want, kind of which balance you want to go for. So we're going to do 150 grams of dark chocolate to 75 grams of milk chocolate.
I'll get them now.
Which will result in a kind of darker, richer brownie because you've got more dark chocolate. But you could switch them around, so you could do it so that you've got water starting to boil. So you can switch them around, so you would have 150 grams of milk chocolate and 75 grams of dark chocolate.
Do we have more milk chocolate in ours?
No, we can't, because Mummy didn't bring home enough to do it like that. So we've got more dark and not enough milk. So I don't think we do. Well, I tell you what, look, I'll weigh out mine, and if there's room for you, if there's enough for you to do yours the other way around,
yeah,
you can do that.
Yay!
Okay, so I'll weigh out mine first. So because I put my glass bowl in, that weighs a lot more than the metal thing, the plastic tear. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to go 150 grams of dark chocolate. Right, so that's 150. And 75 grams of milk. So at this point, you could either tear your scales back to 0 and do 75, or you could
count on.
You could count on. So take what is 150 and 75?
150 and 75. That's like. Add another 50. That's 100. That's 100. Add a 20.
We didn't practice this.
That's 120.
So 150 and 75.
Oh, sorry, 125.
Yes. Well, 225. 255. Okay, 255. So we're going to put this in up to
200.
225. Right, so what are we at? 215. 220. Oh. Right, 225. Okay, so that's my chocolate, and my butter is 225.
Okay.
So you're using the same amount of butter as total chocolate. So I'll just tear that.
Can I do mine?
You do yours in a second. I'm going to put this so to see if we've got enough milk for you to do.
It's okay.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Were we on 140? 170, 210, 225. Okay, so that's going to go over my glass bowl. So the water over here is just sort of simmering. We'll just turn it down. Make sure that the bottom of your bowl doesn't actually touch the water. You just want it to melt with the steam. Right, so take your box. So we're going to see if you've got enough. Right, so pour all that in and see what you've got. Okay, so you've got 175 and you need, so actually yes, we have got enough. So actually let's take that, we'll take that out, so we've got 150. So Tate's just basically reversing the recipe. So he's going 150 milk chocolate and 75 dark chocolate. So
just so we can do one this and one that.
And so yours is a bit milkier. So if you now add, so that back to nothing, and if you add 75 grams of that.
Okay. 66, 78.
Yeah, I think that just says 70.
70,
Put one word.
One more. 76.
Okay, 75. It's quite hard to see. 75. Okay, and then you need to put, so very careful with the knife, okay? So 200, so tear it back to 0 again. Okay, and then you put 225 grams of butter in. So first just put Try that whole blob and see how much that weighs.
I can't really lift up the whole block because it's so big.
So, okay, well, that's it. Okay,
That's so much butter.
now so much butter. Yeah, nobody said brownies were healthy. Okay, so we're at, oh look, 220. So you just need a wee tiny bit more.
How's that? Or even smaller?
That, yeah, much smaller than that.
That?
Try. Okay, that's us. 225. So
225.
we are going to melt this in
Microwave.
the microwave. So I would suggest starting off with a minute. Okay?
Okay, minute.
Right,
So
open the door.
door, plug it in, click, go,
No.
turn, what?
Right, back to 0.
Up to 0.
And then turn it to a minute. That's it. And then
Minute.
start.
Then
Okay.
start.
So, Tay's chocolate is now busy melting in the microwave. Mine is starting to melt on the pan. I'm just going to get a little spoon and give that a wee stir. Hello, Sarah from Bishopton, Anne from Salisbury. Who else? But Lily in Ayrshire, hello. Eva, age 2 in Bishopton. Anna in Helensburgh. Bella in Paisley. Oh, somebody said, we missed the first 5 minutes, can we do a quick recap? Okay, so let's recap. Where have we got to? So we've lined our tin was 9-inch square. We've lined our tin, we've put our oven on at 160 degrees, and we have mixed 150 grams of dark chocolate, 75 grams of milk chocolate, and 225 grams of butter in either a bowl over a pan of water or in the microwave, and they're now melting. And that's all we've done so far. So hang on, I'll check. So at this point, this is probably the sensible point at which the adult can help get the chocolate in and out. So you can see you see this? So this is now, that's 1 minute that's had. So that's started, so the butter is almost completely melted. And what's going to happen is the heat of the butter is going to keep melting the chocolate. So we'll put it back in, but I think we'll just give it we'll give it 30 seconds this time. Right, hang on. We'll put, look what we're going to do. This over here, this plate here is for our dirty spoon. So there we go. I'll carry it because it's quite hot, so carrying hot butter.
It's not too hot.
I know, but we don't want hot butter all over the floor live on Facebook, do we? Right, so we'll do 30 seconds. And I'm going to just grab a spoon and give my chocolate over here a stir. It's a race, isn't it, Tate, to see who's going to melt first?
Yeah, it's good, right?
It's a race.
If you're doing the same like that, oh, try to do that, that'd be funny.
So I can hear my pans going a little bit too ferociously, so I'm just turning it out a bit. Ready?
Oh.
Okay, so right, we'll take it out, we'll give it another stir. Okay, so you still feel a few lumps of chocolate in there. Who else we've got? Thomas, Gregor and Finlay and Oban say hi. Hi, Logan and East Kilbride. Please say hi to Sky from Wigan. Hi, Sophie and Callum in East Kilbride. Emily in Skelmerley. Hi from Leo in Houston. Not all the chocolate has made it into the mix. That would probably have happened here had Tate not been threatened that we were on live, not TV, live Facebook, and he wasn't allowed to do that.
What?
Somebody was just saying not all the chocolate has made it into the mix. Where do you think maybe the chocolate might have gone?
Someone's tummy?
Someone's tummy, exactly. Which is the kind of thing that sometimes happens in this house of baking, isn't it? So this is,
Well, I'm on my side, can't do that.
it's almost there, but you can still just feel a few wee
Lucky
solid
bumpers.
bits. So we're just going to give it another 30 seconds, and I think that should be it.
Yes. I'm gonna press the button.
Okay, you press the button. Right, that's it. And we'll check on my chocolates and butter over here. So I have to say, I think Tate's microwaving one is going to win the race.
Yay!
Here we go. So, in the meantime, what we're going to do next is we're going to mix our eggs and our sugar together. So, at this point, if you get your main mixing bowl that you're going to...
Main mixing bowl.
So, nope, that's my mixing bowl. Your mixing bowl that you will ultimately end up with your final brownie mix in. So, basically your biggest bowl. So, I'm going to use a freestanding mixer over here.
I am going to use a hand mixer.
Get the bowl of my freestanding mixer, and then I've just got a big bowl for Tate. So Tate's going to use...
I'm going to use a hand mixer.
The hand mixer. So what we're going to do is measure our caster sugar into here. So Tate, if you want to put your bowl on the scales, and Tate it again. Okay, good. And then this is the caster sugar here, and we're going to use 325 grams of caster sugar. So if you just start putting some of that into there, okay?
So how much?
325 grams.
325.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So, all sugar?
All sugar, yeah? All sugar.
That's all of it.
All of it, yeah.
All of this.
No, not all of that. Till that says 325.
Okay.
I need my sugar out there too. Oh, right, so what are we going to? You're going to...
300 and...
So you're 335, so put a wee bit back there.
A tiny bit more.
Hi, Sophie and Julie from Moodiesburg. Hi, from Claire Francis and Stewarton. Please say hi to Sheena and Mary. Hi from Anna and Riley and Barkin. 325, perfect, okay? So you then put your bowl there and I'll swap and I will put 325 into mine.
That weighs a lot.
It does weigh a lot. Okay. My pot going a bit crazy today.
Yeah, I think I won the race.
You think you definitely won the race.
By now.
I'll come and check your butter and chocolate. Okay.
How much do you have?
So, yeah, that is now all just
Yeah,
totally
I
smooth.
won the race by a lot. I won the race by a lot of time.
Yeah. There we go. So, another reason that microwave is quite good for using this, it's faster. So there we go. So we'll just put your chocolate and butter mix here to until we've done this bit. It doesn't matter if it cools down slightly.
Let's see.
Right, so mine is almost done. Still a couple of lumps of butter.
Let's see who is coming.
Are you going to say hello to a few people too?
Yeah.
I'm going to switch off my pan and the residual heat from the steam will just melt that gradually. So it can just sit over there. Did you say hello to anybody?
No.
No? Hi, Jack and Irvin. Katie from Paisley. Lucy and Amy from Inverkit. Okay, so we've got our sugar in our bowls. We've got 325 grams of caster sugar in our bowl. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put our eggs into there. I would recommend, if you're baking with kids, it's always good to break your eggs into a separate bowl in case we have a bit of a shell disaster, and it means you don't have to then go picking around in your sugar for them. So it's 4 eggs. So I'm moving over. Your bowl, that's your bowl.
Whoa!
And okay, 4 eggs. So I find when I'm breaking eggs, the easiest way to do it is either to tap them off a flat counter or to tap them together, because I find it creates less shell falling into your eggs. Tate and I tried this last night when we were making omelettes and he was not impressed by either of my methods, so he's just doing his own thing. And he's got some shell in it, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So don't listen to mummy.
Yes.
So just a wee tap on the ear. That's 1. Or a tap together. Like that.
Okay.
2 picking shell.
Oh, no, that's an empty one.
And then do it. 3 and
Well, But it looks rotten.
It doesn't. Okay, so if you do end up with egg, so if you do end up with some shell in your egg, a good way to get it out is to use an empty eggshell.
Good idea.
Do you want to do it? Okay, hang on. So use one that's not got lots of broken bits, because that might just add more to your shell. Right, so Tate can start fishing around in his egg.
I got an actual egg. Oh no, that was a good idea. I need to hold that up.
No, we don't need to do it. And then I'm going to make quick heat.
I got the eggshell.
And I'm going to add it into my sugar.
What's wrong?
So, and then what we're going to do is we're
That's
going to beat. Let's see. So you got a bit of it. So we'll pour back.
You just poured it back in the bowl. Where'd it go? Oh, there.
See, this is why you should listen to Mummy. Mummy has a good solution. You don't like it. Okay, that's it? Yeah? Okay, good. Right. That's it done. So Tate, are your hands dirty? Do you need a wipe?
Yes.
Right.
Fork.
So, now you're going to pour your eggs into sugar. Right.
You bet I
Into the
am.
pot.
Thank you. You bet I'm gonna pour my eggs into my sugar.
Okay.
And the sugar's like, that
So,
your ends.
What we're
With
going
butter all around it.
what we're going to do now
I'm proud of that.
is whisk our sugar and our eggs together, and we're going to do it for about 3 to 5 minutes until they have gone pale and fluffy. So Tate's going to use his hand mixer, so just you hang on a second and I'll come over and help you. I'm just going to put this on my mixer over here. Right. I'm using a flat beater attachment, which works fine. If you do have a whisk attachment, that is good. My whisk attachment broke, so I don't have that anymore. So I'll just use this one, which will do fine. And I'm just going to start it on slow to begin with, just until everything's combined, and then I'm going to turn it up.
Is your chocolate going?
Chocolate is fine, it's just... So I'll take my chocolate off the heat now because it's all melted. Right, so that's quite noisy. Hopefully you can still hear okay. And then we're going to create even more noise by turning on the hand mixer now.
Yeah.
So what to do is do not do that. Luckily that was not switched on. Do not do what Tate just did. So hang on, right, so we'll put it back to 0. Turn it on. Okay, and then what to do is initially just start it on as slow as it will go until it's all combined, and then when it's like, so you never turn it on until it's in the mix, okay? So we'll do it with it here. So we'll put it in the mix, so you hold on, right? No, you hold on and I'll turn it. You hold, yep. And then we'll turn it on, right? So we'll do first little mix until it's all combined.
This is mad going.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Whoa.
There.
Beat it up.
Okay, so we can turn it up a bit now. So don't ever pick it up out of your mix, otherwise it will go all over your face and all over your jumper.
This is not a jumper.
So we just now need to beat this for a couple of minutes. So mine over here. Mine's starting to look quite nice and white and fluffy. Flour. No, we didn't miss flour. We're going to come to flour in a minute. That was Catherine McCormick. Hi, Catherine. Someone's just asked, what is my favourite thing to bake? From Megan and Newton. Ooh. What's your favourite thing to bake?
Let's see.
My favourite thing to bake. Oh.
Crumble.
Crumble.
Crumble. Yeah,
crumble's a good one. It's
I like making crumble.
Yeah, crumble's good. Cookies?
Yeah, cookies second.
Cookies are quite good.
Normal cake. Normal cake's best.
Nikki and Dundee. So someone is saying, we got our eggs from our chickens. Twilight, Summer, Angel and Cheeky. That's amazing. So someone's just asking, is it okay to hand whisk? That's absolutely fine. You just have to put in a good bit more elbow grease. Hi from Anna and Birthday. Grace and Zara and Shun. Oh, someone says we can't hear you. We can't hear you. We're not saying anything important. Okay, so I think we've probably now beaten it up. So you keep doing that for 1 minute. Okay, and stop. Nice and quiet. Okay, so sorry about that if you couldn't hear anything. We weren't saying anything important. We were just chatting about people.
Favorite things to bake.
Favorite things to bake. Okay, so the reason that we were doing that for quite a few minutes there was that what we wanted to do was to put as much air as we could into our egg and sugar mix. So brownies don't have any raising agent in them, so they don't use self-raising flour or baking powder or bicarb or anything like that. So the only sort of air that really gets into them is through beating our eggs like that. So although brownies are not supposed to be light and fluffy, it's still nice for them to have a little bit of a lift. So you can possibly see now, so it's gone a really light pale colour and it's all fluffy. And my one
is exact same.
do you know, actually mine probably doesn't look quite as good because I was using the flat paddle, which is fine. It will still absolutely do the job.
Like bubble.
Yours because you had to do more hard work. Looks slightly better. So we will put them aside for a moment, okay? And we're going to do the flour now. The flour and the cocoa. So, if you take a kind of medium-sized bowl, this is just to weigh it out into, and then we're going to sieve it into a bigger bowl. So it doesn't need to be in a bowl that you are able to mix in. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 100 grams of plain flour and 50 grams of cocoa. So, Tate, if you get your bowl here and put it on scales.
Scales?
And then here.
I know.
You know the drill. Okay? Okay, and so...
How much?
How much?
100.
100 grams of plain flour.
40.
What's that? 80?
8.
Okay, that's us.
186.
No, it's actually, this is 105. So we'll take a tiny bit out. It doesn't really matter if you're 5 grams over. Okay, and now we need 50 grams of cocoa. So be careful when you're using cocoa because it's really, really fluffy and powdery and it goes everywhere. So
I know what you mean. I've done it once.
You don't. Well, let's not do it today.
I've done it before.
So we want 50 grams. So if we're at 100 and we want 50 grams, what do we want the total to be?
Huh?
Sneaking some maths in
What
here
did you
today.
say?
So if we've got 100 grams of plain flour
Mm-hmm.
and we need to use 50 grams of cocoa, what do we want that to go up to?
150. That's easy.
Correct. Right. So put your 50 grams in.
Why?
Careful.
Why?
Because I don't want cocoa everywhere.
Because it goes poof.
Because it goes poof. Exactly. Are you meant to mix the butter and chocolate? Yes, so the butter and chocolate should be melted together and then mixed. So, where's that? So this is
Is
my...
that 50 or is that 56?
It's 55, but that's fine. That's not a problem. Right, so yes, somebody was asking, should the butter and chocolate be mixed? Yes, that's then mixed, melted together. And they're just waiting now for... There we go.
That's single.
Just in case Nick doesn't see this. Melted chocolate smells so good from Leila in Largs. It really does, doesn't it? Hi from Ailsa and Lorna in Glasgow. Hello Flora in Prestwick. Hi from Beth on the Isle of Arran. Oh, we love Arran, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Annie. I'm 10. You're really good at baking. Oh, do you think that's to you?
I have no idea.
From from Inverurie. How many grams of cocoa? How many grams of cocoa? 50. 50 grams of cocoa, 100 grams of flour. So that's Tate got his ready. So I'll just weigh mine out. So I'm doing 100. We're back to 0. This scale is really hard to see. We're back to 100. Back to 0. Back to 0.
Back to 0.
Right. So 100 grams of plain flour.
1.
75. 85, 90. 100. Okay, and 50 grams of cocoa. Okay. Cocoa is very light, so you feel like you're using loads. Your scale is not really going up. There we go. Right. So that's us. So what we're going to do now is we're going to a chocolate. Is that a good kind of mountain? So Tate, you get your bowl and your sieve.
Got it.
Right. So
The bowl doesn't have a handle.
So if you take a kind of medium-sized bowl and you're going to sieve your flour and your cocoa powder into your medium-sized bowl. Now, right. So hang on. So
I didn't know we had 2.
let's be nice and careful when we pour the flour and the cocoa in so it doesn't just go everywhere. So hang on. Wait. Right, so if we grab a spoon, right? Yeah, you got it? And just kind of, that's it. And just nicely and gently push it in. So if you just do it, if you pour it in like that, what will the cocoa powder do?
Poof!
Poof. Right, so zip it up. Okay. Right, well done.
And always remember, you can do this video more than once.
You sure can. You can do it more than once. It will be available on our Facebook page later and possibly on YouTube if Gillian works out how to do that, because Gillian is more IT savvy than I am. So it's important to sieve your, right, so Tate, what to start doing, get your sieve for this in your right.
Only cocoa in it.
So hold your sieve in your right hand.
Hold my sieve.
And then take your left hand. So keep your sieve quite close to your bowl so that your flour and your cocoa doesn't just go everywhere.
Okay, poof.
Take your left hand, poof, exactly, and then start to bash gently.
Bash.
That's it. That's it. That's exactly it. And then it's just good. So see how it starts kind of, see how it starts to sort of come up? Yeah, just carefully slide it back down. Like that. Okay? Right, so it's important to sieve your flour and your cocoa so that you don't get lumps of flour. You sometimes see in brownies and in baking little kind of white lumps and things, and that's just wee lumps of flour that haven't dispersed properly. So if you sieve it,
this is way more messier than I thought.
it is way messy, isn't it?
How come you're not making a swan? Look at me.
So
Well,
we'll
you've done it
sieve it
1,000
into.
times more than me.
Yes, exactly.
A gazillion.
A gazillion. Maybe not a gazillion. But that is the thing about baking, you just have to practice a lot.
Yeah.
Right, you're doing well. A wee bit on the counter, but did your hand get sore?
I'm swapping.
You're swapping, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So that's our flour and our cocoa. So it was 100 grams of plain flour, and 50 grams of cocoa. Right, we've gone a bit high. We're making a bit of a shower of flour and cocoa.
Get in there.
Okay, right, so that's mine sieved in.
I'm stuck.
Right, so I'll do the last wee bit for you. Sometimes you end up with a few wee
That's
bits in
funny.
the end that don't want to go through.
That's funny.
I'll put them to the side.
Pops.
Okay, so I'm going to move the scales out of the way.
Look at all my cocoa going.
That's okay, we can wipe that up later. So what we have now got is basically our 3 components of our brownie. So we've got our sugar and our eggs that we beat for about 5 minutes to get nice and white and fluffy.
Voila!
We have got our chocolate and our butter that we melted together, and we've got our flour and our cocoa that we've sieved into the bowl. So what we are going to do first of all is pour the chocolate mix into the flour mix. Okay? So, you ready?
Yeah.
So carefully pick up your chocolate mix.
Pick up my, so move that.
No, so have that in front of you because you're going to pour it in here.
Oh, I'm going to put
You're going to pour your chocolate and your butter mix
Mm-hmm.
into your flour and your cocoa. Okay, actually hang on. So take, because this is sat for a little bit, it's just sort of ever so slightly started to the bottom, it's kind of sticking slightly, so I'm just going to give it, so if yours has done that, just give it a little stir, just to kind of loosen it all up. It's not re-solidified, it's just sort of, so you just need, it just needs a stir. Okay.
Now, can I pour it in?
So pour it in.
Double
Nice and careful, so use the corner, like a spout. That's it.
Looks like an avalanche.
Right, and then, so keep hold of your box in your left hand, spatula with your right hand, and start to scrape. That's it.
Spatula.
And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to pour mine in. Okay. Get my spatula and scrape out. I've given Tate a harder vessel to scrape. Scraping out a bowl is much easier than scraping a rectangular box.
Well, I'm in the microwave, so
You won the race.
fair enough, I won the race, and this isn't a race.
So
Fair enough, I got this.
that's fine for now. I'll help you get the last bit. There we go. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to take our whisk, our hand whisk.
Yes, I
This one.
and
And you're going to mix the flour and the flour cocoa and the chocolate butter mix. And the reason that we're using a whisk is again just to really disperse that flour and make sure we've got no lumps of flour at all. So nice and careful to start with, that's good, well done.
And then
once
once
it's mixed, see sometimes even when you can tip the bowl and you'll find like a little pocket of flour, so just make sure.
Let's see.
So keep going with your whisk.
Whiskey, get in there, Coco. Ooh, it's turning black.
And then when you think you've got
Supercharge mode, yeah!
supercharge mode, sounds like it will end up on the floor.
Now it would, because Tate's doing it, and it won't.
Okay, so once you think you've got it all,
No, I've not got it all.
okay, you keep
I
going.
do not think I've got it all.
So who else have we got here?
I've got some pops.
Do you put the flour and the cocoa into the egg? So not yet. So at the moment we've got our egg and our sugar mix separately. So we've put our flour and our cocoa
Does that look enough?
into our chocolate and butter mix, and that's all mixed around.
Does that look enough, or is there a bit pop?
Are we to add the chocolate mix with the egg and sugar mix? Yeah, that's what we're going to do next.
Mommy, does this look enough?
Is it what? Mixed enough. So if you think you mixed it all, what to do is get your spatula back. Did I take your spatula?
Where's my spatula?
There you go. Right, so
Where do I put this?
see, this is why we've got this plate here.
Oh,
Messy
my
things.
your plate.
Not that really the worktop has been saved from mess today.
Now what do? Scrape?
So scrape the bowl. Scrape right round, because what you might sometimes have missed a little bit of flour or cocoa on the side or on the bottom. So nice, scrape all round, right down under the bottom.
Right down under the bottom.
That's it. So do it with the spatula kind of flat against the bowl. Like that.
Ah! Okay. I get it now.
You get it? Okay, so then mine's all nice and next. Is yours ready?
Nope.
Nope. Who else have we got? Hi from Layla. My two are so keen it's already in one mixture. Well done. Good. Keen is good. Please say hello to Ella and Iona in Kilbarkin. Hello. Hi from
Okay, hello. Okay, I'm done.
You done?
This is done.
Can I lick the bowl now? Always. Well, that's if it's mummy. How many brownies will the mix make? Well, it depends how big you want to cut the brownies, I would say. It will probably make
You're the second.
about, I would say, between 10 and 15, depending on what size you cut them. Okay,
Okay, we're making
so
15.
now we're going to pour our chocolate mix into our
We're
eggs.
gonna make 15 because they're being smaller, and you'll say half because that's too big. So make 15 when it's small.
Oh, the tragedy of Tate's life. Being made to eat half sweet things all the time. Okay, so
Yeah.
can you hold this? Right, so hang on. If you start to pour, you got it? You hold the bowl? You hold the bowl? Yeah. Right, you start to pour. Do you want me to scrape?
Yes, please.
Okay.
You scrape, I'll pour.
Scrape, I'll pour. Okay, so hang on. Let me-
Oh, that's
I'm
really
gonna-
creepy.
I'm gonna-
That's so creepy. It's like some gravy into sink mud. Wow.
Gravy and sink mud, okay.
It's like, bleh, I'm going away. Bye-bye. It's creepy.
I imagine that all the 7-year-old boys watching you will understand what you mean, Tate. Nobody else will, but they will. Right. Okay, so that's yours in. So what we're going to do now is so you take your spatula and you start to mix it just very carefully. That's it. Mixy, mixy,
I can't see it.
and I'm going to pour my mix into my eggs. So in we go. So this is me pouring. Now in my white bowl, I've got flour, cocoa, butter, and chocolate. They're getting poured into the egg and sugar mix.
Wait, I want to see what it looks like on the bottom.
So, what to do here?
That's mine.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to give the hand mixer another little go. So at this point, you can use either your hand mixer or your freestanding mixer, but just do it until it's just mixed. So you do not want to over mix at this stage. So you want to just mix it together. You could stand and fold it in by hand, but it's fine to use your hand mixer or your freestanding mixer as long as you just do it sparingly and do it until it's just mixed. Right, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
So put it in. Turn it on just to 1. Okay.
Okay.
Got it?
Oh, how is that one? What is
Hold the bowl. That's it. Are you going? I'll quickly put mine over here.
Oh, my hands.
I'm going to just lift this. So this is only for an adult to do. Don't do this if you're not an adult. You can lift it, the mixer's just off the top of the mix and turn them on and it just gets the last of the brownie mix off it. So what we're going to do now is scrape again. Right, it's descending into eating time.
It's mine, not yours.
So bakers love scraping. Well, maybe they don't actually love scraping, but
why do they like scraping? That's a weird hobby.
So what I'm doing now is a good thing to always do in anything you're baking, because there's usually when you do use whatever form of mixer, you end up with little pockets of, maybe chocolate somewhere or things that are not properly mixed on the very bottom or on the sides. So it's a good technique to get into if you're into baking. Right, so that's us. Too much scraped all that, okay? And then my one.
That is not that.
And then stop.
How much was yours faster? But yours was faster last time. That's strange. What's in that one?
So you've got chocolate on your face.
Do I? Where?
I just feel I'm quite impressed that you've stayed as clean
Where?
as you have.
I can't see it.
Kate, why don't you look and see if there's anyone saying hello?
Okay, let's see. We've got let's see. We've got
Okay.
whoa. We've got John
Wait, so
Pickle, High Tape from Hunter.
Hi, Tate from
Hunter.
Hunter.
Hello, Hunter. Let's see.
So I'm just doing the same again with mine. I'm just scraping around the sides and the bottom of the bowl.
What happened? Oh, that's better. Let's see.
Scrape right round, and then what we're going to do now is pour it into the tins, into our prepared tins, okay? So, we'll get our tins. There we are.
Oh, yeah, tins are here.
So, Tate, if you pick your bowl up.
Pick my bowl. Oh, pick my.
Pick your bowl up, right? You got your spatula?
Got my
So you want to hold the bowl?
You hold it.
Let me hold the bowl. Okay. And then you're going to pour your mix into your tin.
Pour.
Pour.
Scrape. Scrape. Pour.
Good.
Pour. Scrape. Scrape, pour.
Will I do the last bit?
Yes.
Okay. So here we go. Straight right round. Pour it in.
Give it edges.
Okay. And
These are like double-decker brownie because the tin's so massive.
right, so if you carefully start to use your spatula just to push the mixture out to the edges, nice and
Is that
careful.
called a spatula?
That's exactly what it's called. Go, so pour the mix in.
Oh, yours looks more gloopy than mine. Not fair. Mine's more bumpy. I've got more flour in.
Well, unless you mixed wheat at home. Whoop.
Maybe I did. Maybe I did.
Mummy's starting to make as much mess as Tate now.
Yeah.
Right, so that's good. Okay, so hang on. Right, so I think stop there, Tate. So
Oh.
Tate just spread his out.
Stop it there.
There we go. Okay. Here we are. So Tate just spread his out a little bit so it wasn't just in a big lump. If your greaseproof paper starts to fall in at all, just kind of
Plop it back up.
yeah, stick it back up again. So I'm just going to smooth over the top so that it's all pretty even. It doesn't matter too much because it will, as the mixture heats in the oven, it will all start to even out. But it's good to start right. You stop.
I can't help it. It's so yummy.
So at this point, this is us got our plain brownies done. So if you wanted to just have plain brownies at this point, we just put them in the oven and that would be that.
Okay.
But we're going to do a couple of variations. So Tate was going to put some Smarties or some M&Ms. So we've got some M&Ms on his. Okay, so we'll just open them and Tate's just going to sprinkle carefully.
I know. I want
So
to.
pour a few into your hand and then sprinkle, okay? And I'm going to do a slightly more grown-up version. I'm going to do raspberries on top of mine. So
Raspberries. Raspberries. I keep dropping these.
So I'm just using frozen raspberries, which work fine, and you can just put them on frozen.
Okay, let's do this.
Right, nice and careful. So you could mix the raspberries through the mixture if you wanted. I quite like sprinkling them on top because it then means that some of them tend to stay on the top, and so you can see the raspberries. So it's quite nice to sort of show. Okay, into your hand and sprinkle. It's quite nice that you can actually see the raspberries. So I'm just going to sprinkle mine on top. So some of them will sort of start to like sink into the mixture, but some of them you'll still see, so you'll get that nice wee pops of red. Okey-doke.
Get this neck pop.
Right, you've got okay.
One more.
That's too many.
I'm dropping. I've almost
It's all
used
starting to.
I've almost used the whole back.
Okay, so raspberries on top.
Did I drop any more?
So that was 150 grams of raspberries.
One more.
Saying who's saying hi.
Okay.
Hi, we're at the same stage. Excellent. Sarah is asking, do you use maths at work? Her homeschooling question for today. Do I use maths at work? I do actually, yes, because we do quite a lot of things at work, like when we're developing recipes, and you start off maybe with a smaller recipe for something like a tin like this, and our tins at work are more than double the size of this. So I have to do a lot of doubling of things. Although I'm learning new maths. I'm learning all these new strategies, which actually are quite good. They are quite good. So maybe I'll start using new strategies for when I'm doing my sums of work. You're spreading them out. Okay. So Tate has sprinkled his Smarties all over the top of his brownie, and I've sprinkled raspberries all over the top of mine. So I'm going to take them and I'm going to put them in the oven.
Just one more to sprinkle.
Okay. We preheated the oven to 160 degrees. So, okay, good, right. So we'll just put them in now. There we are. And I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes. Go. So set a timer for 30 minutes for the brownies. And then what we'll do at that stage is we'll
Brownies take 30 minutes to cook.
They take about 30 minutes to cook, so
that's
we'll check them after 30 minutes. They will probably need about another 5, so we'll turn them around. most ovens tend to have hot spots, so turning around just means that you maybe avoid one corner being underdone or overdone. So we'll check them after. We're not going to be staying on the live until they're finished, but what we'll do is we'll post some photos of how our brownies look at the end. I'll maybe, if I can get a video of the brownies when they come out of the oven. So when your brownie comes out of the oven, it should have a slight wobble to it. So not really wobbly at all, just an ever so slight wobble. Because you want to, with brownies, you want to have a kind of nice, like fudgy centre to them. So you don't want to overcook them. So that's why you still want that slight wobble. So if I can get a video of this wobble that I'm talking about, I will try and do that. Should we see if there is any questions? So someone's saying, can we use frozen cherries? Yes, that would be lovely. That would be really nice. In fact, the recipe in our book
has cherries on it.
It does have cherries on it.
Well, no.
Yes, and that would be really nice. Someone's saying, is it 160 fan? Yes, 160 fan. That's Sandra McIntosh. Is it still 30 minutes if just making one tin? Yes. In actual fact, because we've got two in there, I might need to give them an extra 5 minutes. So yes, 30 minutes for one tin. How long for the second bake? So once you've turned them around, 5 more minutes. Oh, right, so we've lost the questions for the moment, so I'm just going to very, very quickly plug my laptop back in. Right, so Tate, did you enjoy baking brownies?
Yeah!
What was the best bit?
This bit.
The eating of chocolate. Why does that not surprise me?
Because I do that all the time.
No, don't eat them.
I'm sprinkling these.
I'm sprinkling those. Did you think any bit was harder or easier than you thought it would be?
Harder. The harder bit was getting on the cook one.
That was very hard, wasn't it? Did we get the chocolate off your face?
Oh!
So-
You could have done that after live when you were still
What?
on live.
What?
Now you can see yourself.
What comes next in baking?
Tidying.
Tidying up. So don't leave it to the grown-ups. So we're all going to help tidy up? Yes, that's the...
No.
If you're going to do the fun of baking and get the fun of eating brownies, then you have to help with the tidy up, don't you? Yes? So, if with your bakes, if you want to take pictures and post them on our social media, please do that. So you can either put them on our Facebook or our Instagram. So you can, and then if you tag us, if you tag Three Sisters Bake, or if you want to on Instagram, if you want to do it as a story and tag us, we will repost the story. So we'd love to see the
Remember, you
photos
can
and
always watch this video more than once.
Yeah, you can always watch it more than once.
But you probably won't have to.
So I'm just looking to see if we've got hi Tate from Mia. So someone's saying, what temperature if not fan? Yes, 180. Yeah, that would be right. Who else have we got? So someone says, Tate, you're a wee star.
Thank you!
Tate shortly is going to just descend into a sugar monster, the amount of chocolate you're looking up here, aren't you? Thank you. Great fun from Katie, age 10. Thank you so much. Thank you for making them. Hi, Tate from Sarah and Adam. Thank you. We will post a pic. How long do they need to cool before removing them in? That is a really good question. So brownies, you do not want to cut them too soon. You want to try and give them a good few hours. Like I would say ideally if you give them maybe 2 or 3 hours to cool down before you cut them. That way you'll get, I mean you can't, right, okay, enough.
This is really good.
You can cut them immediately, but you'll get a nice clean cut if you wait till they've cooled down. How would you store them? So I would store them in an airtight container, so just like in a Tupperware. If you've got one that has these sort of click sides, that's quite good because they're really airtight. And brownies should keep for about up to a couple of weeks if they will last that long during lockdown. I imagine they won't in this house. So we've got, hi Nick, Freya and Cameron have enjoyed licking the balls. We're not another one of that kind of ilk here, don't we? How long in the oven? So 30 minutes. and then check them, turn them back in for 5 minutes, and then you want them to have a very ever so slight wobble. So if they're still really quite wobbly, give them another 5 minutes again after that. I have chocolate all over my face because I licked the bowl. That sounds like you. Looks like you. That was great. Can't wait to taste them. Kenny, who's 7, and Malcolm 6. Tracy says you've been the star of the show. You've certainly been the eater of the show.
That's a compliment.
Don't have time to put them in the oven just now. Is it okay to leave the mixture sitting? Yes, that should be absolutely fine. That is totally fine. Someone says, Stephanie Hendry says, can't wait to eat them. Excellent. Do you cool them in the tin? Yes, I would let them cool in the tin for maybe about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, and then I would take them out the tin and then they could just sit on a cooling rack. Oh, another good question. Someone says, are the eggs at room temperature? Yes, it's always good to have eggs at room temperature when making. Again, it's not quite as important with something like brownies, but if you're ever making a sponge cake, it's really important that eggs are at room temperature. What does turn them around mean? So literally just take the tin out and rotate it by 180 degrees. It just means because some ovens have got hot spots, so it might be one corner might kind of slightly be overdone. So if you turn them around, then that should hopefully get over that problem. Can we watch the video again later? Yes,
Absolutely!
as Date has enjoyed saying, yes, the video will be on our page later to watch again. So if you want to actually make them later, that's totally fine.
Like actually make them sometime in the future, like in 5
Laura
years.
Payton said, such good fun. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you.
You're welcome!
Sorry, I missed how long it goes in the oven for. 30 minutes, and then turn them for turn them and then another 5. So 35 in total.
Yes.
Yum, thank you. Molly, aged 8. Have we got any other questions? What's that? Callum, 5 months. Wow, was very patient letting us prepare these. Thanks. Oh, I'm glad.
That's strange.
So lots of people are saying thank you very much. So, do you make blondies the same way? Oh, good question. Well, stay tuned. Maybe we'll do a blondie week. Hi, and thank you from Cora and Mel. Thank you so much from Edinburgh. That's Yvonne Cullen. It was fun. Excellent. What temperature should they be at? So 160 fan or 180 if it's a conventional oven. What happens if you cut the brownies a couple of hours? After a couple of hours, will they still be good? Yes, they'll be absolutely fine. They'll be completely fine. It's just, it's easier to get like nice clean cuts on them if you do it when they're cooler. But they will be totally fine. And actually, if you eat them when they're slightly warm, they will taste amazing. Brownies in the microwave for 20 seconds with some ice cream or cream is amazing.
Absolutely so good!
Absolutely so good.
Well, I don't know anyone who doesn't
So
like it.
Anna McGeechy says, I love this, thank you. Susan McCall says she'll post a picture later, excellent. Someone's asking, can you make these gluten-free at all? Yes, you absolutely can. Brownies are actually a really good thing to make gluten-free because they use so little flour. So you don't actually really notice the change at all. So you could just sub out. So we did 100 grams of flour. So you just sub that in for any gluten-free flour, and you actually really hardly notice the difference at all. Do you put them in the top or middle shelf in the oven? I would put them in. Right, you stop doing things. I would put them in the middle shelf. That's where I would put them. Do we have any other questions? Please say hi to Jessica and Erskine, please. Can we eat them hot? Yes, of course. Absolutely.
You can do it, you know.
Alison Campbell says, thank you for the lesson. Can't wait to eat them.
Everyone wants to eat them.
How many times have I baked brownies? Oh, that's a good question.
A gazillion!
Is that the first time you've baked brownies?
Huh?
Is that the first time you've baked brownies?
No, third.
Have we baked brownies?
No, I baked brownies at... Where was it? I'm sure I baked it at somewhere. But not here.
Oh, I don't know who else bakes it. How many times have I baked brownies?
Beavers.
I think I have probably baked brownies.
A gazillion times.
Do you think I've baked them more than 1,000 times?
Yeah.
Probably. Yes,
Slightly.
so a lot. So Louise Dunn says, well done Tate, now I know who can lead the baking at Pomp. That's your after school, isn't it Tate? Hi Louise. Anna in Bearsden, thank you very much. Lots of thank yous and nice wee stickers here. What's Tate's favourite to have them with? Cream, ice cream or butterscotch sauce? That's a question from Sarah and Adam.
Huh?
That's a question from Sarah and Adam.
Oh,
What's your favourite to have them with? Cream, ice cream or butterscotch sauce?
I've never tasted the cream and butterscotch cream, so ice cream.
No, you have. Well, you've tasted cream, but you say you don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. So probably ice cream.
You've never tasted butterscotch sauce. Poor deprived Tate, even though he has a baker for a mummy, she doesn't let him have things like butterscotch sauce. So,
No.
but I would say ice cream is probably about right, isn't it? Given how much you like ice cream. Please say hello to baby Toby from Cora 10. Hello.
Okay, hello.
What's your favourite thing to bake? Well, I think we answered that earlier, didn't we? We decided birthday cake,
Mine is
cookies and crumble.
crumble's my favourite. Love crumble.
That Nicola Law says thank you, the bowl was delicious and I will post a picture. Excellent. Okie dokie. Right, I think we will sign off now and go and start clearing up. Fantastic fun. Well done Tate, you're a star. Did these with my daughter who is 32 years old. Brilliant. Love it. Polly says thanks, she loved the bake along. Excellent. Right, thank you so much everybody. As I said, if you want to post pictures and tag us on social media, please do that. We will do another bake along at some point. Every Friday, possibly every Friday. We'll work out if we can do that. Hopefully we
always
can.
catch up.
Right, so we'll go and make Tate run around the garden 20 times now to run off all his chocolates.
Good idea. I'm going to get my shirt on.
And that's it. A dramatic exit from Tate. But thank you so much for all tuning in. Please post your photos. Tate, are you coming to say a proper bye?
Okay, I wasn't being serious. I'll do it later. Bye!
Goodbye. Okay, thank you so much everybody.
Bye!